A Course in Miracles discussion about the deception in this world, based on A Course in Miracles teachings. Let's first take a quick, brief look at the benefits of meditation. Breathing affects the nervous system, brainwave patterns, the lymphatic system, blood flow, blood pressure, the heart, our emotional state, and more. In addition, we can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, yet we can only survive for 3 minutes without oxygen. That's how critical oxygen, or breathing, is. In addition to that, Dr. Masaru Emoto of Japan proved in experiments that water responds very differently in extremely dissimilar ways to positive and negative words. So the oxygen we take in from our environment, our breathing, and the thoughts we think are very important. Meditation context. Keeping your attention on or in your body will keep you in the present moment. All guilt, regret, resentment, and anger is based on the past. All worry, anxiety, and fear is centered on some point in the future. In the present moment, none of that fear-based negativity exists. The Course in Miracles text is 1,754 pages long, and the main premise is nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Each of my meditation videos will all have from 7 to 10 A Course in Miracles quotations, and after each quotation I will have a short meditation. Here is the first Course in Miracles quotation. Quotation. Everyone identifies himself with his thought system, and every thought system centers on what you believe you are. If the center of the thought system is true, only truth extends from it. But if a lie is at its center, only deception proceeds from it. A Course in Miracles. We're going to use the 4-7-8 method. The 4-7-8 breathing technique involves breathing in for 4 seconds, holding the breath for 7 seconds, and then exhaling for 8 seconds. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. What is producing this world is insane, and so is what it produces. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. No one can waken from a dream the world is dreaming for him. This is the only picture you can see, the one alternative that you can choose. If you be not the dreamer of your dreams, and this is what you choose if you deny the cause of suffering is in your mind. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. You do not see what you have done by giving to the world the role of jailer to the Son of God. What have you done that this should be your world? What have you done that this is what you see? Deny your own identity, and this is what remains. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. To judge is to be dishonest, for to judge is to assume a position you do not have. Judgment without self-deception is impossible. Judgment implies that you have been deceived in your brothers. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. You who feel threatened by this changing world, its twists of fortune and its bitter jests, its brief relationships and all the gifts it merely lends to take away again, attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its gifts of seeming safety are illusory deceptions. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. Fear is deception. It attests that you have seen yourself as you could never be, and therefore look upon a world which is impossible. Not one thing in this world is true. It does not matter what the form in which it may appear. It witnesses but to your own illusions of yourself. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. Accept the one illusion which proclaims there is no condemnation in God's Son, and heaven is remembered instantly, the world forgotten, all its weird beliefs forgotten with it, as the face of Christ appears unveiled at last in this one dream. This is the gift the Holy Spirit holds for you from God your Father. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. Quotation. The real world is attained simply by the complete forgiveness of the old. Beauty will rise to bless your sight as you look upon the world with forgiving eyes. For forgiveness literally transforms vision and lets you see the real world. A Course in Miracles. In breath. Hold. Out breath. The title at the beginning of this meditation in this video was A Course in Miracles, discussion about the deception in this world, and the quotations that best elaborate on this will be shown here now. The first text that I highlighted in green says, "What is producing this world is insane, and so is what it produces." This first quotation states that what we see in this world is insane, that what is producing this world is insane, and that what this world produces is also insane. Again, the title at the beginning of this meditation in this video is A Course in Miracles, discussion about the deception in this world. And the text that I highlighted in green says, "The world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its gifts of seeming safety are illusory deceptions." This quotation is saying that this world is rooted in attack and provides no safety. It also says that all its gifts of seeming safety are just illusory deceptions. This appears to imply that the thinking and priorities of this world are creating an unsafe world of deception. Again, the title at the beginning of this meditation in this video was A Course in Miracles, discussion about the deception in this world. And the text that I highlighted in green says, "Not one thing in this world is true. It does not matter what the form in which it may appear. It witnesses but to your own illusions of yourself." This last quotation that I've selected says that it doesn't matter what the form is, there is not one thing in this world that is true. It also appears to imply that our illusions of ourselves are witnesses of the illusions that we see and experience. This might be referring to our seeing ourselves as only bodies with a brain and nothing more. Space Eternity Meditation. We're going to take an imaginary trip with your consciousness, and during this imaginary trip, we'll leave your body behind. To begin, see yourself standing in a large grass field. You've been given the ability to travel into space and to go anywhere you like. You don't have to worry about oxygen, collisions, or anything else, because only your consciousness will be traveling into space. You now have the intention and decide to go straight up into the sky. You are now flying up into the clouds. You then decide to pause and take a look around. You look down and see cities, streets, towns, and hills. Now you have the intention and decide to continue flying straight up. You are now in outer space, and it's mostly darkness with lights from stars and distant planets. You then slow down, pause to a standstill, and take a look around. At this point, you decide to go straight ahead in a horizontal direction. Meteors, planets, and other phenomena are racing by you. You then slow down, pause to a standstill, and take a look around. You again decide to continue in the same direction. You continue, and you have now traveled a significant distance while moving extremely fast. You then think to yourself, when will I reach the end of this universe or of this solar system? How will I know when I've gone as far as I can possibly go? You then realize that either there is an upcoming wall of some sort, or space just continues on. And you think to yourself, if there is some sort of a wall ahead of me, what about straight above me? Is there some sort of a wall there too? And what about straight below me and behind me? Is this universe or solar system contained in some sort of a box? Is outer space confined by a box with walls? And if so, what is behind the walls of this box? You think to yourself, if outer space is confined by a box and I go through one of the walls of the box into outer space again, then when does that space end? Is there another box enclosing the box that I just exited from? You then realize that the only thing that makes sense is that there are no walls or boxes in outer space, that space just keeps on going endlessly for an infinite distance. You realize that infinity is the only thing that makes sense when it comes to outer space. Okay, we're going to do a timelessness meditation. And again, take long, slow, deep breaths, but very relaxed. Don't make an effort of it. Okay, we're going to take a look at time now. To begin, see yourself standing on a long, almost endless sandy beach. You hear a loud, gentle, kind voice, and it says, each grain of sand on this beach is equal to a 100-year lifetime. And there are millions of beaches just like this one, with trillions of grains of sand on each one. How many lifetimes do you think you have? You have an infinite number of lifetimes for all of eternity. As you breathe in, see your consciousness diving down into a grain of sand. As you dive down into it, you see that everything is large, and you see that it resembles planet Earth. There are oceans and mountains and vegetations within this grain of sand that you just took a dive into. You keep diving down into the single grain of sand and feel as though you've been there before. It starts to look very familiar. You then realize that you will be starting a new life there, an entire new lifetime from birth to death. And you remember what you were told, that each grain of sand is equivalent to one lifetime, and that there are millions of beaches with trillions of grains of sand on each beach. You begin to sense what timelessness is. You begin to understand how time can just keep going on and continue endlessly, just like outer space. You realize that you are not the body that you see, that you instead are the spirit that surrounds the body. You remember that you've been told that you are energy, and that energy cannot be created or destroyed. You realize that you are an infinite being living in a timeless universe with no end. The body is just a costume. Present moment meditation. Meditation context. Keeping your attention on or in your body will keep you in the present moment. All guilt, regret, resentment, and anger is based on the past. All worry, anxiety, and fear is centered on some point in the future. In the present moment, none of that fear-based negativity exists. To remain present, keep your attention in your body. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your feet. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your ankles. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your knees. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your thighs. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your hips. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your stomach. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your chest. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your neck. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath. To remain present, keep your attention in or on your head. In-breath. Hold. Out-breath.